Hello everyone, my name is Bubbles Zest and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video this will be a guide on how to mid-max Lend-Lease as any Spanish nation during the Spanish Civil War. As I've shown in the previous video, you can get tens of thousands of guns through the Spanish Civil War, and I decided to make a short video on it. As you can see here, we are the Spanish Republic, just about to crush the revolution, and now we're going to begin to prepare our preparations to get as many guns as possible. As you can see here, we actually do have a positive amount of guns, but we can fix that. For now, we just need to get high relations. For Lend-Lease, you need at least 42 positive relations for any country that can Lend-Lease you to actually Lend-Lease you. As it's very early in the game, not many countries can, only a few like Germany, Italy, any of the non-democratic, non-aligned powers can do it really. So what we're going to do is improve relations with Germany, Italy, USSR and Japan, as they are the main ones who can Lend-Lease us. As you can see here, the Soviet Union would accept our request for Lend-Lease and non-aggression pacts, because we've gone down the Stalinist doctrine. You should do this as well, if you can, for any of the other countries, because getting military access and non-aggression pacts will increase your relations. As you can see here, the Soviet Union's relations have jumped up to 25 now, so that's even better. But just keep an eye on any other game to see what you are allowed to do. Just for this example, we're going to improve with all of them. We are losing a lot of political power, but that's why we have a lot of political power. So now we're just going to wait until the anarchists rise up and see how much Lend-Lease we can get. As you can see now, the anarchists have upfroze, and now is the time to begin our plans for Lend-Lease. As you can see, our relations are very good now, 71. So what we're going to do is get a new template and make it very big so it uses up as much guns and artillery as possible. That's very useful because the more your deficit is, the more potential guns you can have. For now, this 32 whip should do. Just make it reserve for now and train as many of those up as we can. There we go, 16, and now our deficit is 12,000. This is irrelevant for this game, but do whatever focus you want. If you were Carlist Spain, you should prioritise focusing on controlling more states, but when you rise up against the Phalangists, then you should focus on improving relations. But to do whatever your game thinks will do best for it. If it is better to not get Lend-Lease, that's alright. Now, of course, we will do our first Lend-Lease requests. Germany is very good for infantry equipment, support equipment, and sometimes artillery. As you can see here, they're giving us all three. For Italy, they're good for infantry equipment, support equipment, and artillery. As you can see, they don't have any to give us for this moment, but that's okay. Italy's artillery usually comes out mid-1938. I've seen it as late as August, so don't be surprised if you might not get any artillery from Italy. From the Soviet Union, all they're good for are guns. As you can see, they don't have any, probably because they're supplying China or just using them. For Japan, they're very good for guns and artillery, but of course it would depend month by month. Unpause, there you go, 354 guns, 3,000 guns and 57 artillery, and 4,000 guns. That's a very good first Lend-Lease. Now we'll see next month what we can get. Right, it has been 30 days now. As you can see, our first delivery has come in, and now it is time to refresh. As you can see, Germany is now only giving us 25 artillery pieces, which is not good. But as you can see, if we refresh, we'll still get the same amount, but it'll be a lot higher now. Same with Italy and anyone else you may improve relations with. Still no artillery from them. The Soviet Union, once more, actually now does have guns for us. And Japan. It's better to refresh each month, as you'll see in a moment. There you go, 4,000 guns, 600, 3,000, 200,000 to 2,000. As you can see here, the Lend-Lease had a change because the first delivery had come in and we were only going to get a few amount of artillery, but now we're getting more support equipment and artillery and guns, so it pays to refresh whenever you can. Right, another Lend-Lease has come in and now we have a different problem. As you can see, we're back in the green for guns. But that's okay, there's another way to get around that, which is just deploy the troops you're training and train more of them. As you can see yet again, we have a deficit. For these extra troops, if you need them on the front line, place them on the front line. but I don't, so I'm just going to put them on a field order back in the back line and refresh our Lend-Lease once more. There you go, 2,000 guns, 2,000 guns, 400, 2,000. Your production should be more like this for the main ones: support equipment, artillery and guns. Minimise your gun production. As you can see, we've gotten so many we don't need to build more. Artillery is the main one, as it is quite expensive to come in, same with support equipment. For research, I'm trying to maximise improved artillery, so we build more of them instead of artillery 1. There we go, one more Lend-Lease to do, and now another question comes up: how long to do this for? That's a fair question. In my opinion, you should do this up until the Munich Agreement in September 1938. That is useful because Hungary will eventually flip fascist, and Hungary is one of the better ones to ask. When they do it, they'll usually give around 8,000 to 6,000 guns, so waiting for them to flip ideology is definitely worth it in the long run. But if you feel like you need to end the war sooner, fair enough. But for me, I don't need to. As you can see, pretty much all of these don't have the prerequisite for the Civil War to be over. Many of these I can do at any time. But if you are playing another Spain, like Carlist, where you do need to end the Civil War to get more focuses done, end it when you feel like you must. But for now, we're just going to keep refreshing and redoing our Lend-Lease requests up until at least September, as I said. So, see you then. And now this is interesting. As you can see, the Soviet Union now want to give us continuous Lend-Lease. 2,500 guns for 1 month and then 3,000 from the rest. I suggest you take a deal like this if you can get it. That is very good. You continue to deploy more troops, so your gun deficit is large, because if it falls into the positive, they will likely cancel it. As you can see, they're continually going to be giving us 3,000 of Weapons 1 until the Civil War is over. So that's an unbelievably good deal. For the rest, again, just keep refreshing and waiting. You could also improve relations and ask for Lend-Lease from other countries, mostly ones in South America. Venezuela, Peru, Dominican Republic, all can Lend-Lease you. Lend-Lease is okay. It's usually Weapons 1 if you're lucky, but more often than not it'll be basic infantry equipment. I mean, if you're desperate, that could be very useful. El Salvador here is out of range, so don't bother. Paraguay can't reach you due to Brazil and all the other countries. Tanatuva and Mongolia are the same problem, but they can Lend-Lease you. There's another interesting country that you could ask, which is France. As you can see, France is democratic, but as you can see here, Leon Blum has a tension limit reduction of 20%. That means if world tension reaches over 30%, you can ask France for Lend-Lease. France's Lend-Lease is usually okay, usually basic infantry equipment, but France usually does give a good amount of artillery. But if world tension reaches that high, the game can be finicky, especially if you're trying to invade the United Kingdom. Lend-Lease from France at your own risk. As you can see here, Hungary is now beginning to renounce the Treaty of Trianon. This focus will flip their ideology to the brown ideology, so keep an eye whenever they're doing that. At this point, it is now worth improving relations with Hungary to get their Lend-Lease. Another Lend-Lease is coming in, another few thousand guns. It is slowing down, but that's okay, we're still getting plenty. There you go, there's the Munich Agreement, and now if you look on Hungary, they have flipped ideology, so now we'll ask them for Lend-Lease too. At this point, you should be preparing to finish the Civil War. You've pretty much got more than enough guns, but you know, an extra few thousand won't hurt. As you can see, Germany here is now not giving us infantry equipment. This is pretty normal. At this point, they'll pretty much only give support equipment. For Italy, though, they'll be very continuous in giving you at least guns and support equipment. Still no artillery, unfortunate, but whatever. Japan is, well, only giving us guns and artillery. Japan's guns are bad, not the best, but again, it's mostly the artillery you want from them. You could ask Manchukuo over here. They do actually have a port here, but they usually are getting Lend-Lease, not giving it. So, again, ask Manchukuo at your own peril. There you go, 8,000 guns from our friends, the Hungarians. 41 support equipment, 251 guns, 2,000 guns. Very nice. Right, Hungary's first Lend-Lease has come in, so let's do one more and then the Civil War. Now, as long as the Lend-Lease is actually coming, it doesn't matter whether or not the Civil War ends or not. But for the Soviet Union, they were giving us continuous Lend-Lease, so it's worth just cancelling the Lend-Lease and asking them again for the final time. That means it will actually come in. For everyone else, continue just doing the standard. Unfortunately, in this game, Italy has given us no artillery. That's kind of sad, but whatever. And for Japan, the very same. There we go. We've finished the Spanish Civil War. Let's see how much guns we got. Now let's just organise our troops into more sensible templates and everything. That will show us how much we have. So, see here, we have these 78 divisions. Let's change them to this, which are just 8 ones. Unpause. Should refresh in a moment. There you go, we have 26,000 extra guns, and we have 78 divisions in the field. That's very good. If you fully demobilise these training up ones, it will jump even higher to be around 58,000. So yes, you have more than enough guns for the rest of the game now. You could train these divisions up to be much better templates. You do have a bit of an excess of artillery, but as you can see, that's being solved intermittently. But yeah, at this point, you've got plenty of Lend-Lease guns. You can pretty much conquer the world with them. This has been me, Bubbles S, doing this short guide to the Spanish Civil War and how to get as many guns as possible. I thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.